Welcome back to 3 News at 5. In a small town, some people become part of the fabric of the community and leave such an impression their presence can still be felt long after they're gone.
Yeah, for 30 years, Dr. Stephen Takacs was there for the people of Newbury, no matter what they needed. Lindsay Buckingham shares why the lessons and legacy he left behind continue to live on.
Newbury is the kind of town you don't just pass through.
You came home and said, I think I found the place.
It's small enough that the town doctor was in a strip mall just so he could connect with patients.
He'd put his lab coat and stethoscope around his neck and just walk up and down and meet people.
That was Steve Takacs.
His community embraced him. He was so happy here.
And why he never really left.
Watching the sunset here, it's just relaxing.
It's where Maria Takacs feels closest to her husband. Those dearest to him feel it too.
Even though he's not here, I still feel his presence.
Dr. Michael Kellis is a sports medicine physician in Geauga County, 40 years in the same building. His history with Steve runs deeper.
I met Steve in medical school decades ago.
They were best friends. Dr. Kellis says Steve made him a better doctor.
If there was anything in a family medicine doctor that you would want, that would be the person you would want to see.
Steve didn't just work in Newbury, he was part of it.
If patients were having trouble financially, they'd bring produce or chickens or eggs, and he'd accept them as payment. He loved it.
Fritz Neubauer's family got to know him at their Christmas tree farm in Chesterland.
He was the type of doctor that never looked at the clock. He looked at you in the eyes and he said, I have all the time for you.
There's certain people we see every year, and I still feel like he should be one of them. We miss him.
He served his patients for 30 years. Then in January 2020, he became one.
He was having trouble turning the ignition, or he'd be playing the guitar and the pick would fall. And I said, do you think this is ALS? And he got real quiet. So he was already there, so he knew. You know, he was an osteopath, so he did manipulation like chiropractor. And the first thing to go were his hands. I mean, the irony was crazy. You literally see them wasting away.
Yet he never complained.
And I said, well, why us, Steve? Why us? And he looked at me and he said, Maria, why not us? And that was how he was. I would joke that my glass was always half empty, but his was always overflowing.
Dr. Kellis says Stephen kept the faith until the very end.
There's something he said, you know, Mike, I'm not sure God's going to cure me or not, but if he cures me, it's a miracle because there's no cure for ALS. If he doesn't cure me, it's a miracle because I'm going home to Jesus.
6 months after his diagnosis, he got his miracle.
My daughter Maggie was like, do you see anything, Dad? And he's like, yes. And then, because he could hardly talk, and she said, is it beautiful? And he said, yes. And that was it. And that's how he went.
A devoted husband of 32 years, a loving father to 3, a doting grandfather. His community needed to honor him.
My sister Carmela, she was like, we're going to do a race in Steve's memory.
Now every June, runners gather at Patterson Fruit Farm for a 5K in his name, raising thousands of dollars to find a cure for ALS.
If I could keep the next person from going through some of the parts that we went through, I'm in it. I'm in it.
Stephen Takacs says his dad taught him to be grateful.
He had this innate ability to appreciate what was directly in front of him.
His younger brother Dan remembers his dad's kindness.
He was able to meet you where you were and just be a friend to a friend in need.
But perhaps his greatest lesson was the simplest one. It's not what phase of life you're in. It's just that you're in it.
Life is good. On any level, life is good. And be grateful for what you have.
Lindsay Buckingham, 3 News.
Lindsay, thank you very much. Steve's family says the 5K in his honor keeps growing every year, and so does the money raised for ALS research.
Yeah, if you would like to get involved, just head to our WKYC app for a link. And you can share your own heartstring stories with our team. Just email heartstrings@wkyc.com. And don't forget, if you'd like to see more stories like these that will just touch your heart, be an inspiration for you, you can catch our show Heartstrings every weekday at 9 a.m. on our WKYC app.